Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RGLGG Invite TF26s. My name's TC Mano. I am joined by Wild Rumpus. We've got Dolphin on production as always, and tonight we've got what I think should be a very good game. It's going to be GlobalClan Xiao versus Fjord Gaming over on Process, and both of these teams at the bottom two in playoffs at the moment, looking very comfortable to be able to make it in because it is a very small division and their only real competition is GlobalClan Fire, and they've been able to kind of deal with them pretty consistently. And so this is really just going to be about seeding. There is an opportunity for Fjord Gaming to be able to take third heading into playoffs, but at the moment, Xiao have had a little bit better of a season, so they're going to want to try and hold on to that position, but someone to break it all down. Wild Rumpus, how are you doing considering we only have like a week and a half left in the regular season?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm doing well. And yeah, also looking forward to this. I think that these teams should be relatively evenly matched. And also, I mean, as we mentioned with this season in particular, I expect this is going to be a playoffs preview match because, I mean, realistically speaking, because it is top four, so assuming first and fourth seed play second and third, yeah, I don't really see either of these teams being able to beat Froyotech or I'm trying to, is it Moneyballs? Is the
Yeah.
other team name? Yeah. I expect those to be kind of firm first and second places. So I expect in the lower bracket of playoffs we'll maybe see these guys play again. But the fact that they're playing here at the end of the season, yeah, is it's definitely exciting to sort of shed some light on what we might expect there, as well as give these teams some demos to look over and some ways to try and make that potential rematch more exciting.
Yep, no, I definitely agree. It is, as we kind of said earlier, because for a lot of these teams, their entry into playoffs is almost guaranteed, considering there's only 5 teams and there's 4 spots open, so there's only one team that's going to be left out in the lurch. They can kind of take some of these games as just an excuse to maybe extend their map pool, maybe try and go for some weirder strategies, knowing that outside of playoff seeding, they're basically guaranteed to make it. So for maybe in a normal season where you'd look at GlobalClan Xiao and maybe Fjord Gaming and be like, all right, there's maybe 1 spot open for them going into playoffs. Now they can kind of rest assured, and that might give them a little bit of an easier time just mentally and being able to, like you said, prepare strategies knowing that this is probably a playoffs preview. But we can get into the rosters at the very least of at least GlobalClan Xiao before we go live, because this has been such a shortened season, we haven't had a lot of time to really get to know these teams and get to know these players. Like, I'm still seeing some of the names and I'm having to think like you are, wait, what team are these guys on again? Because it feels like it's really been so quick. But on GlobalClan Xiao, it's going to be Moose and Minaj as the scouts. Moose on Pocket Scout, Minaj on flank. Fancy Sun and Shiga, you might know him as Aimer as well, but they're going to be the 2 soldiers. Tiny is going to be on demo, and Dinko is going to be on medic.
And as for Fjord, definitely some more familiar names with Bear on med here, Jarrett, who any of the RGL stream viewers I'm sure will recognize on demo, Alexandros and Grape Juice filling out for Soldier, and then Yosh and Exile are going to be the scouts.
Yep, like you said, a lot of more familiar names on Fjord Gaming, a lot of that kind of dating back to the old Ford Gaming squad that originated, I don't even want to know which season, but originated with like Sandblast, Yosh, Jarrett as well, maybe Dingo, I can't quite remember, but they've kind of stayed together as a little group over in Advance, and they've done some off-classing, some shenanigans like that. I think Yosh was on demo for a fair bit of it, stuff like that, but they've kind of come back into Invite on the classes that you would relatively expect from them, all things considered, and they're looking to be able to make it back into playoffs. And I think this is going to be, I think for GlobalClan Xiao, they've had a really great season, and I think you can say that even regardless of the fact that it's only a 5-team invite. Like, they beat Anglerfish Holding when they were still a team, which I think was a pretty big upset win. And I think
Hmm.
even their early win against Fjord Gaming, I would say, is just an upset win when you look at, the recognition of the players and what they've achieved previously in the game. I think they've had a pretty good season, and I think a win tonight would kind of really solidify them as that third place team.
Yeah, and that is something worth stressing because while I think that this is an exciting matchup, not just because it's probably one of the closer ones, if not closest, we'll see in playoffs, um, it is also fighting for third place. So there is at least something on the line. I'm sure, everyone on either of these teams would much prefer to have a third place invite badge rather than a invite participant badge. Um, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But both teams have readied up, so we are about to go live on our first mid here on Process.
We are about to go live, and we didn't have a lot of times for predictions, but I'm gonna give it to GlobalClan Xiao. I think they've got what it takes, even though they are a few newcomers to invite. But we're gonna have to see if that comes out as we go live on the first mid. Grape Juice getting aggressive, doing a little bit of pressure onto Tiny, but not gonna commit. Just gonna be able to wait for an arrow. No one really committing or playing the high ground. Everyone just kind of taking their time. But now the soldiers are gonna bomb on Fjord Gaming. Alexandros, nice rockets, but amazing serve from Dinko to be able to stay alive, but that does mean they've had to give up a lot of space. You can see Anglerfish rushing forward, and with that, everyone else on GlobalClan Xiao are going to have to give up mid.
Yeah, and good bomb there from Alex. I mean, obviously didn't hit the air shot, which would have been frag video worthy, but just the space was enough to win the mid, basically, single-handedly there. Fancy finding a timing here in choke, does go down unable to find the Jarrett kill, and that should just spell the end of second. We might see an exchange. Moose is definitely staying in as though he wants to take an exchange, but no, they will just leave. So yeah, failed timing play there, unfortunately, from Fancy Sun will cede the second point. And yeah, now Fjord. Never mind, Exile dying to the probably like the most common trap in lobby, no offense. Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be unfortunate for Exile, but it does give him an opportunity to maybe come up with an off class, which Minaj has done on the other side. Come up on Sniper, who's peeking over towards one, and they have spotted it, so Exile might just take that as an opportunity.
I was thinking about switching. Is on Spy now, actually, and doing some off class checking, holding the door open for Yosh, and we've seen Yosh Sniper. It is strong. Alex actually is unfortunately peeking two here while two of his players are still rolling out, so it will just go down. But now Yosh being able to take his first shot on counter-sack pressure may be worthwhile if there is counter-sack pressure, which there isn't. So, yeah, just a minute down now. Yosh on Sniper. Still plenty of time to cook, but yeah, we'll see what Yosh can cook up.
We will have to see what Yosh can cook up. Is going to be in an SVS with Minaj, but another thing out on the field is going to be Fancy Sun with a banner, the buff banner, I believe. And if they're able to use that effectively, they might be able to either force out the Uber from there or be able to have a better post Uber if Fancy Sun is able to stay alive and use that to maybe help his team at the end of the fight. But at least for now, we're just going to be holding station. I say that Yosh with a nice headshot onto Tiny. Now these doorways are going to be a lot more open.
Yeah, Exile eating some damage here, but able to heal back up to safety. Okay, now it's going to be a 5 peak. Aimer, a little weak. Alex is here trading some damage. The gun is actually exchange being taken here. And the drop from Dinko. Oh, no. I think that was just perfectly synced damage there from Jared and Exile. And this is spelling disaster for GlobalClan.
Ooh. Nice headshot from Yosh on the Fancy Sun. So, and another one onto Minaj. So even if that banner could have done something, he didn't have an opportunity to use it with those nice headshots. And that is going to be the first round for Fjord.
Yeah, and obviously you hate to lose a round like that, but very easy adjustment next time. Just don't have to ego milk, to be honest. Yeah. And honestly, like, an exchange there is really not too bad as the team that had just lost a demo and can now, like, buy time for spawn. But nonetheless, through mid here, Aimer threatening to go behind through IT. It's going to be a bomb in from Fancy Sun. A lot of damage, actually, from GlobalClan here. Landing on the demo is going to be traded out with Aimer. Exile eating a pipe as well. Nice arrow from Bear is going to keep him alive, but yeah, Fjord just losing too many players. Again, I have to skedaddle all the way back to last.
Yeah, just they didn't really leave choke at all, and everyone else on GlobalClan Xiao were just able to attack from all angles. So nice collapse from Aimer to get that one, and now it's going to be their turn to try and push in. Or try and break the hold, because Bear not dying there, so it is going to be a stalemate. Even Ubers, but Minaj is already peeking in through 3 with the help of Fancy Sun. They're trying to get in. Minaj still alive.
Wow.
There, taking and going to be milking that one, and that was the correct decision there. Going to be able to defend as Aimer in, probably going to die. Actually does trade out, so that should stop any push out attempts.
We'll see. I mean, they still have 2 kills. Fancy Sun's a fresh spawn. But that was a nice milk from Bear. I mean, it's very scary against a scout in particular to be milking that, because, like, even from that range, I mean, Scattergun can do, you know, 30, 40 damage. Nonetheless, looks like the, I guess, you know, not foreshadowed, but, you know, the aggression there from the blue team made it look like they wanted to take an exchange, stopped the counter-sack pressure. Speaking of pressure, though, it's going to be a double sack here from GlobalClan Xiao. They're going to find Grape Juice, but that's all. So I expect things are just going to reset here. Looks like Yosh maybe just setting up for a more aggro peak.
Yeah, probably going to, and we don't have any off classes from Xiao at the meantime. Moose not opting to come up sniper, and I know from experience playing some plugs against the guy, he's a pretty good sniper, so definitely have that in their back pocket if they need to pull it out. I think the same thing for Minaj, but seems like they're just going to try and go for more pressure, peeking over towards rollout in 1, not committing anything, maybe just try and get eyes on where the gun is, and if they can have their projectile spam that down before they try and go for another sack or double sack.
Yep, notably Grape Juice did do some off-glass checking on Spy. Love to see it, no reason not to do it. So they know there's no off-class, or at least have pretty high confidence. And yeah, Grape Juice just stuffing 5 here. Pretty common door for soldiers to try and stack, spam out the gun. No, it's going to get shut down. Again, no off class. 2 minutes left. Looks like maybe some 1 pressure now.
Yep, as Aimer goes in, wanted to get onto Yoshin, did a little bit of damage, but not enough to find the kill, and they're just kind of peeking a little bit. Grape Juice getting a little bit explorative over in upper lobby, but is just going to stay back, play their life as Yosh. Yeah, someone's going to peek 1. Yosh has it fully scoped up, but Dinko, yeah, is in the right position, but Yosh is not getting rushed down by Moose.
Yeah, it's a good pick. And now that you know there's no sniper on the red team, you can peek doors a lot freer. Particularly, like, if you can spam Grape Juice out of 5, that's a much easier peek. You know there's no sightline to worry about. Likewise with something like 2. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be a lot of peeking here with that pick, actually. Yeah, at this point, Yosh has respawned. Looks like GlobalClan Xiao may be setting up for an exchange play here. I mean, there's only a minute left. Moose is farming scoreboard points with these teleporter kills. Yeah, minute left. Something's got to happen soon.
Yep, at this point, there might be in territory where they just take an exchange, and actually getting another pick onto Yosh
okay, I see.
is going to be pretty good. Yeah, Minaj up on Sniper, so that could be the catalyst for them to try and get in a little bit more here. Scout over in lobby. No, it's going to be the soldier. Fancy Gun gets absolutely pinned up against the wall, and with Moose going down as well, they're going to have to back up. They should be able to get them both in time, but oh yeah, that's going to be a very late death for Jared.
Yeah, crazy rockets from Aimer to actually find that. Yeah, now, you know, anyone's game. Minaj has a peek here.
Oh my god!
Just quick scope through 4, finds the drop onto Bear. But at this point, 15 seconds left. Like, I know it's full ad, but this is, like, actually holdable. Dinko goes down in the post, Uber. But, yeah, no cap time, 5 seconds left. Spawners are on the way, not just Bear spawning. Yeah, it's 2 players against Jared. They're weak. I mean, it is holdable. Jared kills 1. Moose, so weak. He's able to find the kill. Grape Juice unable to get there in time. And that was remarkably close. But the drop is able to barely be converted into a tie game here.
I see what you did there. It is barely able to be converted.
I didn't intend to do that.
No, that was good. That was good. Gonna be 1-1 though. as whoever has won the mid so far has been able to take the round. Let's see if that continues on, and as is going to be Aimer this time, doing a lot of damage onto Jared, almost cratering to their death. Nice surf onto a rock to be able to stay alive and avoid any fall damage. Grape Juice going to be bombing in. Dinko surfing around. The follow-up from Alexandros though gets onto the medic, and that is going to be the saving grace because everyone on Fjord Gaming has gone down.
That looked like basically the exact same mid from GlobalClan of send Aimer into IT, and then when Fjord tries to overwhelm the opposite side of mid, you just meet him there, have Fancy Sun bomb on top of sewer.
Oh, Aimer hiding. Aimer is hiding up in heaven. I don't think they know.
Yeah,
Might be able to go for the easy rockets onto Bear, and is going to be able to get the kill. Now finally dies, but the damage is already done, and they're going to have a really great Uber advantage now.
Absolutely, yeah. At least like 50%. More than comfortable enough to push last with. And gun is being built. It's going to be a proper hold on last. Well, mostly proper. I see Yosh is on Tomislav, so a little bit of a downgrade there, unfortunately. But, yeah. Oh, never mind. It's like he can hear me. That is nice. And Pudis in Heaven, definitely a nice way to hold last here with the gun. Exile's actually moving the gun over to the right side, which is interesting. It's just like not standard, of course. So, yeah, that's something different.
It is, but they have spotted it out, and they're getting a lot of cap time onto the point. The soldiers now have to bomb the block it. They are going to find two, actually. Moose and Tiny both going down. Dinko very weak over towards rollout, but there is a lot of cap time. They have spotted the soldier over in heaven. It is going to be Fancy Sun who does die. Nice rockets from Grape Juice take him down, and that's going to be the escape from everyone else on GlobalClan. Xiao, Aimer still hiding over in IT. Is going to be able to 1v1 with Jared. Does get the trade, and with the respawns, they might try and fight this.
Yeah, this is still pretty good for GlobalClan because they found the bear pick in that push. That was basically the only kill they got. So finding not only the demo trade there, but being able to deny second with spawners, this is wonderful because now you just have 40 ad into last yet again. Now last time around, the push actually was kind of closer than it needed to be. Yeah, Jarrett's debt on point left Moose at like single-digit HP, and with slightly more damage there, then that's just a kill, but gonna be a one Uber here.
Yep, they're going to be using and chasing Grape Juice around as Alexandros is going to bomb over towards the point. Super duper weak, just waiting for an arrow, and is going to be able to get it. They haven't found any kills so far, GlobalClan Xiao, and they haven't gotten any point time. Now finally, a scout on the cap that's going to be taken down. Bear once again is going to die, but they might be able to hold on to it yet. They got a few running around. Exile over towards Tiny by the spawn door. Is going to get it, but can anyone stand on the point? No! Exile not going to be able to make it there in time, and another scrappy last push. That is going to be GlobalClan Xiao making it 2-1.
Yeah, different players just shooting at different things there. A little bit of focus fire could maybe help, honestly, either team there. But also, obviously, losing Bear there, really tough for Fjord because those were relatively thin margins. I mean, he was going to get Uber soon enough, so losing the bed, kind of nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin, and let's see if Fjord are going to be able to adapt. They do have Grape Juice hiding over in IT, but this time Shiga has not gone for it, so maybe expecting the adaptation. They're going to be bombing in onto Bear. Aimer gets the follow-up, but is going to be able to get the kill. They do find both soldiers, but they're losing the trades coming in, but the bomb onto Dinko. Nice stuff from Alexandros again. Going to be able to get the medic, and now it's going to be a 2v2, two scouts versus a scout and a demo. The health a little bit weaker on Fjord Gaming, and with Yosh backing out through sewer, now dying, it's all going to be on Jared. And fighting two scouts as any class is difficult, especially as a demo.
Yep. Yeah, Minaj finding that kill there onto Yosh basically sealed the deal. And Minaj and Yosh were both the players who got the pack. And yeah, their 1v1 basically decided things there. So we actually see Minaj trading out with Exile here on second, and that's 2 kills now. And never mind. Aimer just finding the way to get Bear, sending 3 players for that. Should be enough for Fjord to maybe peek mid, but they're all kind of scattered. Looks like they're more so just playing for some flank business. Jarrett gonna trap up Al-Qaeda here. Yeah, they are not gonna contest mid and just play the disad here in 2.
Yep, they are playing a little bit conservatively, not opting the peak, and are just trying to build up and kind of maybe minimize their losses as the Uber is now here for GlobalClan Xiao. They're going to be taking it in through lower IT. Dingo just trying to dodge all the spam. They don't want to use here so they can use on last bear. Only has 50%, and they're moving quick. They should be able to take this in, and they're going to actually be going all the way through 5. They don't have a gun up. Yosh is up on sniper and have to hit the headshot. Isn't going to be able to do it as the Uber is popped out. They haven't found any kills yet. They don't have a lot of cap time. The soldiers just jumping around. Actually, kind of good job managing to kite it pretty well, and they're going to be close to their own Uber now. Bear is going to be able to get this time, not going to die to the soldiers finally on a last push attempt, and Dinko is going to escape through one, being chased by Alexandros, but should be able to get out.
The back half, though. Okay. No, gets dealt with. Yeah, Minaj was hiding in heaven there. It's a 2v1.
Oh my
Gonna
God.
get dealt with. Oh, was that an air shot from Grape Juice? I saw the kill in the kill feed.
I think that was a gnarly air shot, or at least a wall shot from Grape Juice. I could be mistaken. I only saw it through the outlines, but there's someone else coming in to try and kill the med. It's going to be Moose on Bear. No one was there to protect the medic, and all that work that they have done is just instantly nullified as Yoshi is going to be cleaned up on mid. They're still trying to peek it while their respawns are waiting from GlobalClan Xiao, but it's going to be a little bit better for them, so everyone else on Fjord Gaming is going to have to back up.
Yeah, very slight ad here, about 30%. Actually, no one met with Bear. Probably not going to really matter. Honestly, if I'm Fjord, like, I'm not really too scared about their pushing to 2. I'm especially, like, not letting them push right now, because you know they don't have Uber now, so no reason to be playing this ad. Low-key, they kind of got bailed out by Jarrett's trap there, because they are just playing on bats. Again, Dinko only has 60%. You're really not in any threat of getting used on until, you know, he's at that expected 80-90%. So nonetheless, looks like with that kill, things might even out here. Maybe a pop through. Oh, yeah, looks like a pop through actually through IT here. But Bear already at 90%, definitely gonna get Uber for a fast repop.
Yeah, is going to be able to get it, and it seems like they're not going to lose anyone. They're committing a lot of players. Moose going in very deep to get that one, but they lose Dinko, they lose Tiny. They do have a few soldiers jumping around, but it's only going to be Aimer, hiding in lobby, and no one is clearing it, so he's kind of gone undetected for the meantime. But
Bear's healthy.
Going for the bomb.
Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, if that second rocket was served, then Bear definitely lives there. But no, I think just got stuck on the displacement or something. Nonetheless, really big play there from Aimer, obviously. And with Bear down, now it's free reign for GlobalClan to re-push in the mid. Jarrett might even be caught as well, eating a lot of damage, and without heals, this could maybe be a free chase. Surprised to see the stack against a team that has 0 spawners whatsoever. But hey, that's their choice, not mine. And this time around, Dinko very close to having Uber. Yeah, gonna see probably an attempted dry push here to 2.
Yep, the Ubers are not nearly as close as they were last time, and they are going to opt to go through sewer, in through Al-Qaeda. We do have the bomb from Alexandros, not going to really go land or any on anyone. Actually, find Shiga over towards IT, but not going to be able to get the kill. Finally, Yoshi is going to follow up. Yeah, going to come in through 1. Might be able to catch them out a little bit, but Bear backing up, already at 90%. Should be able to get at least the block, but Exile going to be able to take down Dinko. And now this is just chaos, disaster for GlobalClan Xiao. Are they going to be able to equalize the situation? They do get the force out at the bare minimum.
Yeah, and I mean, regardless, drop or no drop, that wasn't likely to be around for GlobalClan, just because they were playing much thinner margins than I think they realized. Minaj actually finding a kill there, and Sewer only kills a soldier, I guess, so at least the threat is realized, and the med will not be exposed. But yeah, Bear was very close to getting Uber there. GlobalClan needed that fight to go exceptionally well to get too much value.
Yep, and they're gonna have a another opportunity to try and push in with those soldier deaths. They're gonna be able to retake second, and Minaj gonna be up on sniper to maybe try and open things up for them. Gonna get spotted over in lobby, so they should know, but that's not gonna stop Sheikah from coming in, but Yosh just body shots him out of the sky, no problems, and they're gonna peek a little bit, getting a little bit of damage onto Fancy Sun. Actually, nice arrow from Dinko up into the sky to at least keep him alive from cratering, but Yosh gets the better of Minaj and the SVS, so with 2 picks, they can at least try and peek this a little bit. Yep. They're just going for it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, exchange being taken here. Looks like more flashes from the blue team. Fancy Sun as well dies trying to fight Jarrett and Lobby. Spawner is here in Shiga, but bomb from Alexandros. These are looking good so far for Fjord. Yeah, it's looking like a collapse. I mean, players are so weak. Scouts could just clean up, and that might be what's happening. Both soldiers going down. Ooh, Jarrett with a nice pipe and Lobby to save himself and his med. But, yeah, numbers are not in the favor of Fjord here on last. And it will be a 3-1 game in favor of GlobalClan Xiao.
A 3-1 game, and it's been really close. Kind of essentially the whole way through. We've had a lot of kind of back and forth moments, but unfortunately for Fjord Gaming, it really seems like the back and forth have been on their side of the map, really over there too, or them trying to push out, and they do push out, but then something goes wrong, so it just allows GlobalClan Xiao to immediately push back in, but it's going to be an aggressive bomb from Aimer, actually going to be able to get the kill onto Jarrett, and now they're going to be on the back foot immediately starting in. They can maybe try and go and Hail Mary and see if they can get something of their own. They do a little bit, nice damage onto Tiny, going to be able to try and follow it up. Alexandros does get the kill. They find another onto Minaj, and even with losing it, Grape Juice goes in for the spoon. I thought that air shot was going to hit on the Fancy Sun. That was close, but despite losing their demo at the very start of the mid, they've been able to turn it around into a mid win.
Yeah, good counter aggression. And I mean, being down the demo or trading the demo for the soldier obviously favors the team that only lost the soldier, but that's like not so much of a disadvantage in the short term. I mean, if you just immediately bomb, then the long-term better damage from a demo not gonna matter as much. So well played from Fjord. Being said, Exile does die peeking into 2, so we might see a spy here. Okay, actually committing on spy. All right, I was gonna think maybe sniper, just because this is a pretty oppressive point to snipe into, but yeah, the spy might not be expected.
Yep, the spy, we haven't seen any spies so far, and I don't think GlobalClan Xiao have had a really good opportunity to really spy check. That was a little bit risky from Exile. Might have gotten spotted out almost immediately, but has Decloak is going to just, is going to go for the demo kill. Might have an opportunity on the man, and the bomb from Grape Juice onto Dinko. Absolutely insane follow-up timing, getting the 2 most important picks you could in that scenario. So that is going to be the drop-in. They're just going to stand tidy, stay hold for a little bit on Fjord Gaming, wait for their respawners, and then come in with this massive Uber advantage.
Yeah, and Exile kind of demonstrated one of the predicaments the spies will have. Oh, actually, Minaj was already on sniper in position, so this might force a pop through or force an IT play from Fjord with this ad. But yeah, sometimes you're in a position to stab the demo, which like is obviously a really valuable class, but it's not really what you came up spy to get compared to the meds. You kind of have to make that decision. It is a pop through against the sniper, but yeah, GlobalClan were more than well equipped for that, and Chica actually finding a timing behind as well. IT did not get cleared in that play, so maybe in nope, just kind of waddles forward. Finds a bomb on the bear nonetheless, who is completely alone. It's juggled up and dunked. And yeah, it's always nice when you have ad out of last for your soldier to just randomly kill the med and make the push out that much easier.
Yeah, that was just kind of served on a silver platter to Robotnik there. I realized they got Robotnik at least on stream, and I've been saying Shiga, so Robotnik, Shiga, aka Aimer. A man of many names, but a lot of talent in killing medics, as we've seen so far. But it's going to be Grape Juice's turn to try and return the favor. Nice damage on the thing. Oh my god, almost got him with the air shot, but they are going to be able to get the force. They did expend 3 for that, so you're not going to be feeling too bad if you are GlobalClan Xiao.
It's value for sure. Mid as well. As a basic certainty, everyone gets denied. Alex might get denied here on mid. But yeah, you always have to be a little scared of the push out when it is that much ad and their med just died, because as we saw, those players don't have too much to live for, right? They might be way more happy to just shove through back caps, for example, as we're seeing some flank craziness here. Maybe Aimer and Minaj finding a kill onto Yosh, which, I mean, that is perfect kind of flank play. Just get the kill on the other team when they want to push. Now they're down a guy. It's only 30 ad. What do? And look at this. They're just shoving Sewer right after that. Will be Minaj going down, but like Ubers have close to evened out at this point. At the very least, you can take an exchange after a little bit of stalling. Fight is still being pushed here from Fjord, but I really like the flank pacing there to kind of buy some time to even things out.
Yep, and they are going to have to deal with the backup threat from Robotnik. Yeah. It's good. Oh my god, absolutely just air shots him, but they trade out. So it does. Wow, that was some insane rockets from both of them. But over on mid, they're still going to be trying to fight. They still have control of the point. A nice pick onto Grape Juice. They're going to have the faster spawners here. Both teams did use Uber in all of that chaos, and I think with losing their soldiers, they are going to back up Fjord Gaming and just sit on second.
Look at this fancy Artie through IT with Moose, and getting a lot of space on 2, actually. Time very weak, though, but it'll be Jarrett going down. Bear gets juggled in so weak. He does just barely go down to Tiny before dying to Exile. Dinko actually died in the midst of that to Alexandros as well, so it is just pure scrap at this point, but the team with 2 scouts is definitely favored in the scrap. And it will be Aimer, Minaj, and Moose surviving. Aimer's already on last capping, which I actually might get around. Yeah, look at this Jarrett. Focused, he's forced to take the 2v1. And dare I say that early cap time from Aimer already standing on the point. It was a big help there, actually.
Yeah, it was a big help. Just got so much, and then I just allowed the scout to roll up and get the remainder. So that is going to be 4-1 at the meantime. Still a lot of time for Fjord Gaming to try and get back into it. Of course, we've got infinite overtime in just 5 minutes, but it's not been looking too good as Aimer once again this time fails to get into the enemy team's IT, and I think with that they're just going to back up. They didn't really have any space otherwise, but Grape Juice might fall over in IT, is going to be caught out for chasing a little bit too deep.
Yep, kind of even things out there. I mean, still you have the chokes controlled, so it's, you know, as if you just sent an unsuccessful sack immediately. So not too costly for Fjord, as they are actually shoving IT here, trying to catch Minaj out of position yet again here. Because he was quite forward in that Grape Juice fight, something that Grape Juice expected, so let's shove 3 guys at him real quick. Maybe we can just focus him down before he gets out, get a pick, something like that. Nevertheless, things have settled down. Everyone's here, everyone's buffed, so proper pressure time.
Yep, it is proper pressure time, and it seems like the proper pressure has decided to be done through Sewer. That's where the combo, at least with Fjord Gaming, have opted to remain. Just buffing up their scouts, and seems like maybe Grape Juice or Alexandros is trying to go for the push or the bomb in. They're going to be fading it in. Has an opportunity onto Dinko, gets them very far away from the rest of the team, but not able to find enough damage to get the force or the kill. And with Exile going down as well, they're already steaming through all of the choke points.
Yeah, so much space just immediately being taken through choke. No holds barred. Jarrett is dying in choke. Yosh so weak, does get dropped. Bear having to use on 8 HP. That was almost a drop. And yeah, just gave Alex the flash, who does get the force, so well done there. But with all these kills, it is definitely back to last for Fjord. And we might even see pressure into last. Fancy dying there. Probably gonna temporarily... Oh wait, Aimer was behind yet again. doesn't find Bear this time around, but man, he has found some crazy timings to get behind. It is just remarkable.
It is remarkable, doing a lot of work for his team, as Exile is going to do a little bit of work for his, going to find Minaj over on the flank, and that should be enough to get them enough space to get back in onto second. So kind of staying out the clutches just a little bit longer. The jaws of defeat looming over Fjord Gaming, but they're managing to hold their head above the water, at least for the meantime. They're getting a little bit forward towards choke. I don't know if they think that this is ad. I mean, it's very slight ad, but it's not a lot to really go with, and especially with Grape Juice cratering there. Now they got to be on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, this is easy exchange if GlobalClan get too aggressive here. They're shoving players through the flank as well. And honestly, Fjord kind of backing themselves in the corner. Exchange gets taken now, but Yosh goes down. Okay, it is a trade with Yosh and Minaj. Aimer actually dying afterwards as well. In the meantime, Ubers were exchanging. As the post-fight now, Dinko quite weak. Alex and Grape Juice are able to double bomb there, follow up, or Grape Juice following up on Alex's damage to clean up the medic. So it will be a post-Uber fight win for Fjord, securing themselves 40 ad here into mid against a disad sniper. And it's going to be Aimer this time, not Minaj.
Yep, and they're working a little bit slow. They could have maybe got a bit of space, but now with Aimer in position to take that shot there, Jared just completely taken out of the equation, sent to the respawn room, and they're going to have to slow down. They still do have Uber advantage, but not having a demo means that it's going to be a lot easier for them to peak these choke points. They're still playing pretty far back. They're not trying to go for anything too risky or too fancy here, even though they do have Fancy Sun on their team. But
so the trouble here is that since it's now like much slimmer ad margins and you know they have the sniper, the pop through is just so obvious and they are going to go for it. But you can see, like, look at this. Dinko was already in sewer, backed out. Yeah, there was no way that GlobalClan were going to be losing anyone just because your hand is a little bit forced to pop through. So will just be a flip-flop here on mid. Uber gets popped through sewer, actually. Bear's completely caught as well. The reflash is even going to save Tiny. Yeah, this is pretty rough for Fjord. They're looking for some type of counter-aggression. It will be Exile finding a kill on a Tiny, but yeah, the med is safe, which is kind of the more important player in this equation.
Yep, the mid is safe. It's only going to be Minaj on middle while the rest of the team kind of wraps around through IT and backs in through choke. And they could try and fight this. Seems like Fjord Gaming are thinking about it and they want to try and go for it. It's just going to be a skirmish, a team fight back again on the point. They do have control of the point, so they're going to have the faster respawners, a lot of damage, and there should be enough pressure to force them out. So there's also weak on GlobalClan Xiao. Minaj caught in, not going to be able to get a trade, and they've been able to work that to their advantage, in Fjord Gaming now in the driver's seat, at least with player advantage.
Yeah, I really like that because you know it's disad in the long term, but if you can take a fight before the other team has Uber, you have forward spawns, maybe it works out. That was really just a choke point holding check that GlobalClan unfortunately failed. So yeah, Fjord were able to take some space and win the fight.
They were, but seems like they're actually going to try a little fight through IT. It's going to be an Uber exchange. Both teams have used a lot more flashing on Fjord Gaming, but now actually nicer from Dinko to be able to stay alive, but the committal's going to come in from Grape Juice. Good damage onto Dinko. Nice serve over into IT, but oh my god, Aimer is somehow still alive and does so much damage. Is going to be able to help his team just collapse on them, and that's going to be the full wipe.
I don't know how Aimer just perfectly finds every timing, because he has just been getting behind so consistently, it seems like, just finding the timings that the doors are just not being watched. And yet again, that happens here, turns into a full team wipe, and it's going to be 50 out in the last, which you are absolutely happy to take if you're GlobalClan Xiao. Probably licking their lips at the prospect of getting one more round and then securing themselves a third seed into playoffs.
Yep, this would be probably enough to get them that third seed, but it's all that's stopping them is just one push into last. We've seen Fjord Gaming hold on to these before. Are they going to be able to do it again? They take down the sentry gun early. This time they're jumping forward. But actually, yeah, early death from Tiny. No demo there. They do lose Exile, so it's going to be one player taken down across the board. But yeah, they're crunching on them over in heaven. Nice upward direct onto Minaj, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Kill while falling there. Yeah, it's just Grape Juice against healed players. I mean, yeah, you know how it's going to go. And, well, despite losing an early round there to a drop on last, yeah, GlobalClan Xiao were able to stop the momentum, seize some of their own, and it did not really look that close by the end of things.
No, definitely, I agreed. By the end, it was kind of GlobalClan Xiao in the driver's seat very convincingly. Obviously, in the first few rounds, there was a lot of back and forth action, but a lot of it was around Fjord Gaming's last point, and the danger there is you just one mistake and it all comes crumbling down, and a lot of the success of GlobalClan Xiao can be attributed to, I'd say, Aimer having a fantastic game.
Yeah, I would definitely say Aimer MVP there. I'm actually surprised that Alex actually top fragged his team, which is nice. But Aimer, most damage in the server, and if I scroll down a little bit and sort by med kills, I see that Aimer killed Bear 8 times, and many of those were basically chasing really deep through the flank, getting behind, and then just making a solo play and killing Bear. It just was happening so often. And yeah, I mean, that's just going to like kneecap any attempts that Fjord have to make progress in the game, just permanently losing your med. Yeah, definitely think Aimer MVP this game.
Yep, I would 100% agree with the Aimer MVP, aka Robotnik, aka Shiga, just to clarify that.
Yeah.
But with that victory, actually, for GlobalClan Xiao, I think that puts them in comfortably third seed. They've got, I think, 1 or 2 more matches coming up. One against Moneyballs and another one against GlobalClan Fire, which, if history repeats itself, comparing their earlier... can be a forfeit win for Xiao, I guess, against GlobalClan Fire. So they've only really got one against Moneyballs, which even with this performance, which was a very strong performance, I still think they aren't the favorites to win that. But if history does do that, they're going to be looking at a 3rd seed, and Fjord Gaming are going to be your 4th seed for playoffs.
Yeah, interesting stuff. And I mean, if you are Fjord and you want to secure 3rd place, then you really got to take a long, hard look at what happened tonight, because it did seem like, to be clear, it was not just the Aimer show. I think Aimer was the strongest performer on Xiao tonight. But, I mean, I was seeing like very strong plays, very consistent plans on mid, really good pacing, really good positioning as far as off-classing is concerned, getting snipers in good positions on disad when the other team's not expecting it, reading the pop throughs very, very well. Yeah, just consistent stuff all around. And yeah, this is the matchup you want to win if you're Fjord going into playoffs.
Yep, it is. Luckily for them, they do have playoffs, so they got one final opportunity to try and get that 3rd place medal, like you said, for the season. But until then, I think that's going to be it for us tonight. Probably be live at least on Thursday for Moneyballs versus Fryotech. If something gets randomly scheduled onto Wednesday, we'll be live then. But Moneyballs versus Fryotech on Thursday, that should be a pretty good game. It's been a full season, essentially, since they played last, and we have a chance to see if Moneyballs, with their new roster, Wild Rump is on it, have an opportunity to take some rounds off of Froyo.
We'll see.
Maybe they can sub you in and you can just go ham. But if that doesn't happen, join us back here on Thursday for that matchup. And until then, hope you have a good night. We'll see you.